Check 1 2, check 1 2. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. If you can, just give me a thumbs up. We are now live for a little circle talk. And hello, my name is David. For those that have not seen circle talk before, this is an event that I created. Shoot, almost year and a half ago, where we highlight people doing amazing things in the communities surrounding and all across the world. And this person that I have today, I met a couple years ago on a page called Quarantine Karaoke, singing and blessing the mic and the piano with her amazing talent. And I'm really excited to sit down and conversate with her. I was fortunate enough to have her be a part of the One Love All Around the World Volume 5, which happened a few months ago. And she was amazing and is always amazing when she is behind that piano and when she is singing. Her talent is undeniable. If you know her, you probably heard her sing Wednesday. Liz Lieber is by far one of the most talented people that I've met since this epidemic started back in 2019. So I'm really excited to bring her on and talk to her about where this all transpired for her, and just what's her driving force to keep her doing it. Because everybody has their thing, and we're gonna find out today what it is that keeps Liz Lieber on top of her game. So before we get into that, let me just go ahead and give a huge shout out to our sponsors. First off, let's go ahead and say thank you again to iShotYou.com. If anybody's locally in the Washington area and is looking for pictures, obviously you see those pictures on my walls. My good friend Marvin Patterson took those pictures for me. He's an amazing guy. He will meet you wherever you go. He'll give you a great discount. All you got to do is let him know I sent you, and he got you. So iShotYou.com, thank you so much for continuing to be a part of this journey. Next is Icon ENT. Shout out to my guy, Willie Jr. Thomas. For anyone that's locally in the area, obviously, I'm in Tacoma, Washington. For anybody that's wondering, we are having a domino tournament next Sunday. If anybody plays dominoes and wants to come out and share their game with us, it's going on next Sunday at Freight House Square. Domino tournament starts at 1 p.m. Signups start at 12. So make sure you get there early. It's going to be an amazing event. The champ is saying he's going to go for a three-peat. He won back-to-back titles. He's going for a three-peat. We're trying to take him down. So make sure you guys watch out for that one. I'll probably go live and show you a little bit of it as it goes through. But the domino tournament with Icon ENT next week. Check that out. Finally, the Chaya movement with my girlfriend, my good friend Zakia. I was actually out with Zakia last night. Surprisingly, we was at the same spot and just happened to be in the same place at the same time. And she was out on stage singing. And shout out to her. I didn't even know she sang, but she was singing some songs. But she has an event coming out next month. It's called the Belltown Late Night Get Together. So they're going to be selling some of their attire that they have created, and it's going to be at Belltown Square in Seattle. I have all the information. She's going to kill me because we had just talked about this. I got it all on my phone, but I don't have my phone open, so I apologize. It is next month, April 5th, I think is the date that is going down, and it's going to be at Belltown Square between First and Market. Tyler. I will get you guys the information if you're locally in the area. I'll drop it in the comments after I'm done with this interview. But thank you again to my sponsors, iShotYou.com, Icon ENT, and the Chai Movement for continuing to support the Circle and Circle Talk. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring her in. I know she's waiting patiently for me to stop talking and allow her an opportunity to share her story. So welcome Liz Lieber to the building, y'all. Can you hear me okay?
What?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good. I had to switch out because we met earlier and we was trying to figure out our mic situation and stuff, and my mic wouldn't work. I couldn't hear her, and she couldn't hear
Yeah.
me, so I had
Yeah.
to unplug mine, and then she had to unplug hers, and so now we're just going off topic.
Yeah. Now we're grooving.
Now
Hi,
we're
Liam.
grooving.
Hi, Laura. Love the Liber.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
up, Laura? Liam's in the building too. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being here. I know you're a pretty busy woman, moving and grooving, doing your thing. How was your day going today?
My day is going great. I just got back from visiting my parents who aren't far from staying far from here.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really nice to see them because it had been a little while. Um, and I'm very grateful for them. And it relates to this because, I mean, they're the people who have been championing me, like
Absolutely.
doing music since like
Since
I was
whatever,
9. So
forever ago.
however old I was when I started music, I might have been
Yeah.
younger. I don't know.
So let's talk about it though. Before we get into the whole music, where are you from? I don't even know where you're from. Where are you from? How was
Where am I
your
from?
upbringing? All that good stuff.
I was born in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So I'm technically from Boston, but then after that we moved to the city of Stamford in Connecticut.
Okay.
Um, so I lived in Stamford for a pretty long time, and then I was in a Westchester suburb for a bit from like middle school to high school.
Yeah.
And then I, funnily enough, came back to Boston where I was from originally for college. So, but anyways, yeah, I came from Boston. That just gives
You-
you an idea of sort of, I've moved around a little bit, but I've been mainly
yeah.
on the East Coast.
Right on. And did you guys just move because jobs, or just wanted to try different places? You know.
When I was younger, yeah, I think just jobs mainly, usually where I think it had to do with like where my dad was working at the time and whatnot.
Okay.
But I mean, college onward, it was for me and like my both like music and also like other jobs that I was looking at. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because when I talk to a lot of people, especially when I've done interviews and I talked about myself, like high school for me was kind of a big thing. It I could have went either way when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I grew up in a rough part of town where gangs was a huge thing around here, and so for you, how was your high school? Um, how did it go for you? Was it a pretty amazing experience, or did you have your ups and downs? How was it
Um,
for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that school itself, like academia, was not my strong suit. Like,
Yeah,
like I had my subjects I was stronger in. I was really good in
yeah,
English, which probably wouldn't surprise a lot of people that know me. Like, I was good in English and creative writing and things like that, but like
yeah.
math and whatnot was kind of tough for me. But my favorite actually in high school, my favorite place was being in the art studio. A
Oh,
lot of
really?
people think I did choir in high school. I did not. I did choir in middle school, and then in high school, I guess for some reason, like I was just really into like painting and sketching, and it was amazing. They had an amazing art program there. So I'd say high school in general for me, I was kind of shy. I had a small group of friends,
Hmm.
um, and it was. I don't know if I would say I thrived in high school, but I had like my ways of finding my place in high school.
Yeah.
College is really where I came out of my shell. I would say.
That's so interesting because I never would have thought that. I would have immediately. Oh, you look like one of the girls that I used to hang out with in high school when I used to sing in the choir, because I was in every choir class. I was in church choir. I was in all the choirs. I just couldn't do any other classes. So I kind of struggle
Yeah.
with everything else.
I did do
Yeah.
a cappella in high school, so that was sort of like my musical outlet in high school. There was like an after school group that you could audition for,
Oh,
and
really?
it was called The Sound, and I was in this a cappella group. I think that was for the second half of high school. I did that
Okay.
or something like that. But so that was really really fun. And then of course like outside of high school, I was a bit of like I wasn't like a loner, but I was introverted. So like I would hang out with my friends, but I wasn't like
Mhm.
really into going to like big parties or anything like that. Like I usually
Yeah.
kind of kept to myself a little bit more, and
Right.
I was making like YouTube videos and like I was on like fan forums for like I loved like Adam Lambert, and there was like
Yeah.
a Broadway show that I really loved for a while. I was just like very like I kind of followed the beat of my own drum, and it hasn't really changed to be honest. But
It's cool though. That's ain't
yeah,
nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So after high school, you went to college. Where'd you end up going to college?
I went to Boston University.
B.
BU,
Boston
yeah,
University.
yeah.
Is that a big theater the theater
You say
school?
theater school?
Yeah.
They do actually have a pretty well-known arts program.
Okay. Art.
Although, like, if you're in Boston, a lot of times people look at like Emerson is really well known for theater, like especially. But BU has a great theater program too. I wasn't like super familiar with it because I was, funnily enough, in like the business school. But
Right, right.
yeah,
Like I was just thinking because I think one of my good friends that I used to sing with actually went to Boston University. I'll have to ask him, but I think he
that's
went
cool.
there because he was really huge. He's an amazing singer, and he's really big into theater and stuff. And I think he went there. Uh, I don't know. I have to ask him, but I think definitely it sounds familiar. So how was Boston? Was it a great school? Did you excel there? How that?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I like, it took, I think my freshman year, especially if my mom's watching, she'll probably laugh because she remembers like my freshman year, I was kind of trying to figure out like my footing a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like academia, even in college, still like test taking and all that stuff has just never been like my strong suit. Like
Right.
studying and memorizing all that jazz was just like, it was not my thing. Like once I got to take classes that were more project based and I got to get creative, those were where I like really shined.
Right,
But
right.
but I loved, as far as just being in Boston in general, it's an amazing place to go to school because you're surrounded by schools. Like everywhere you go, you're running into other college kids.
Yeah.
So it's like very collegiate. So I really liked it. And I also just liked that my school specifically was very just musical as a whole. And I'm not even talking about like music majors or anything like that, but just more like we had like amazing like a cappella groups, which I was a part of like a barbershop a cappella group,
That's cool.
but it was just very like arts rich. We didn't have a football. We still don't have a football team, so that gives you kind of an idea. We have a hockey team. That's what they're known for,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's just very like artsy and cool. So I really enjoyed it. I loved living there and going to that school.
Was you at any point did you party at all in college at all?
That I
Heavy
tried.
or light?
I
Were you a heavy or light one?
Oh, like I was not a big. I think my I had a really like close knit group of friends that I made my freshman year in college, and like I think we tried going to a couple different frat parties,
Yeah, yeah.
um, and like it was first of all it was a really funny experience because Boston University's frats are actually off campus, and
Mm.
MIT frats are on our campus. So it's
Oh,
like you walk around and you're like, so it's just like an MIT frat, I think, is maybe different than like your typical frat because it's like MIT kids. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like they're like, look at like I was this way in high school. Now look at me. I'm like, we can reject you from the party or not. But they
Right,
were
right, right.
actually, all jokes aside, they were really nice and it was fun. But like eventually, I would say both my friends and I tended to veer towards going to like the cultural events at the school because Boston University is so big that they
Mhm.
can get like amazing comedians like to perform and like they have like bingo nights where you win like amazing prizes. So like
Yeah,
we tended to go to more like that kind of stuff, which I mean I'm still kind of like that person. I like events and experiences.
yeah, yeah. For sure.
Or like maybe like intimate gatherings rather than like big parties.
Um,
So I think that's sort of been since college till now, like that's just what I prefer. But it was
and I
fun.
have
We
to,
definitely got our little taste of partying freshman year and then we were kind of like,
not for you. You're like,
yeah.
"Yeah, we'll pass on the partying. But I have to admit though, like one of the things I'll never forget about just us becoming friends is when we did the ugly sweater party and everybody was there. I don't know what it was, but you just had the jokes. They were just on point that whole time. Like I was like, you need to be a comedian. You're so funny. Like, where do you think you got that from? Have you ever thought about doing any kind of comedy
Uh,
stuff? Cause you're
um,
pretty funny when you have to be funny. You got jokes.
I think I'm witty in the flow of a conversation, but like, because when you're a stand-up comic, and like I have friends who are stand-up comics, not like a lot, but I have a few friends, and it's a different art because you have to. It's like the delivery on stage and like the timing, the transition. It's very different.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like I'm like I honestly I rather let the people who are really good at that do that, and I'll stick to like
yeah,
my music stuff. But
yeah,
like I'm quippy, so I'm sort of just witty in conversation, I guess. So I don't know where I got that from. I think my parents both have good senses of humor, so maybe
yeah,
I got it from them or just me being myself. But
yeah.
I appreciate that.
So I didn't ask you. Do you have any other siblings, or are you an only child?
Yeah, I have one older brother, and he's like 2.5 years older than I am. and his
Nice.
name is Joey, and he's a piano teacher, a music educator for a
Nice.
living. So yeah, we're a bit of a musical family
Did
that way.
and does your mom or dad play piano, or how piano
Um,
become a big thing in your family?
Piano was something. Well, my brother started taking piano lessons first, um, but I can't recall it being something that was like passed down per se, like that. Like
Mm.
we had a relative who was playing piano, and maybe we do, and I'm sure maybe my one of my parents will text me after and be like, actually, we had this relative who played, but I'm not recalling. Um, but I think my family always just had an appreciation of music. So like my brother took piano lessons first or started first, and then because I
Yeah.
was a little younger, and then shortly after that, maybe a year or two, I started taking piano lessons. Yeah, just I
So
guess it was just sort of like the instrument that presented itself somehow. I
yeah,
think there is. I do know that my brother was very intrigued when he went to the mall one time and saw a pianist playing like in the mall. You know,
yeah,
when malls were like still a thing, like kind
yeah,
of.
absolutely.
Um, and he was like very inspired by that. So then I guess maybe you could say that it was sort of a domino effect because he was inspired and then he did it, and then I was like, oh, my brother's doing it, so I'll try it too. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've tinkered a couple times on it, but yeah. I mean, I love it. I mean, I love, the idea of creating these chords, that feel good chords, and creating songs and your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? The idea of creating your own stuff is just amazing. Maybe I should change this key to this chord, and flat, see what it sounds like. And I love that opportunity to do that. I just don't have the I don't have the practice. I think I need a lot more practice. When I was in high school, I was in a group called Schoolboys, and the other three guys that was in the group with me could all play. They could all play the piano, and then we had this other guy. He played the guitar and piano and the drums, and he played multiple instruments. But to watch these guys take turns, being on the piano for all the songs that we did when we did shows, it was so cool to see. And I kind of wish I would have had that opportunity to learn it. I just never really did. I just kind of jumped on it and just started tinkling. But I don't have that. I don't have it yet. I really want to. I even got a guitar here. I got a guitar there. I got a regular guitar and an electric guitar, and I don't know how to play them, but I really want to learn. You know what I'm saying?
You
Because
never know. It's never too late.
yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. Because I see a lot of people like yourself. You don't need to play no music. I mean, maybe you have the sheet music so you can play it yourself. You don't have to go on YouTube and press a song. You can create it yourself just by looking at sheet music. I mean, I would
Yeah,
love
I
to do
usually
that.
just read chords these days, and then I kind of improvise from there.
Yeah, yeah,
At least
and
for the songs I sing. There's some songs where you kind of need sheet music, but
oh, yeah.
I'll just noodle around usually and try to figure it out.
But even your noodling is way better than at least 50% of the world.
It's
At
taken
least,
a lot of years of practice, but thank you.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So is that the only instrument that you play, or have you tinkered around with anything else?
I tinkered with guitar like in middle school to my parents' misfortune.
Yeah,
I'm sort of like joking here, but because I had to like, I got this like when Sam Goody was still around, like an old music chain that's like long
yeah,
since gone.
yeah,
They were having like their like we're going bankrupt sale, like where they're selling everything, clearing
yeah.
out. And so I bought like an electric guitar from their like sale. It was like the
Oh yeah,
cheapest thing ever. And like I really loved Green Day at the time, so I thought I would like learn how to play guitar. And it just like I it was okay. Like I was able to get some of the chords, but I just didn't really like I didn't really stick to it. It didn't I guess it just wasn't like my instrument, you
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I guess it's never
yeah,
too late, but I just something comes more naturally with the piano for me.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so, but
Yeah,
I did tinker a little with guitar then. But nowadays, I play the piano, and I mean the cool thing about it is if I'm making like a demo on my computer or something, like my keyboard is digital, so like
mm.
without getting into any of like the weeds of technical stuff, basically,
Oh,
long story short, is you can create like sounds of other instruments by using the keyboard into
yeah,
the computer. And I'm sure you may know a little bit about this,
a little bit. Yeah,
but yeah, so
That's
So I
cool.
can like kind of create other instruments anyway. Maybe not so much guitar, but like other things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I can get creative even though I only technically play the piano. So it's neat. It's a cool
So
instrument to know.
what type of piano do you have or keyboard that you
Oh, it's a Casio Privia. It's a good keyboard. I like it. It's like built-in speakers and stuff. It's not like
yeah.
some people get like more higher price like stage
Yeah,
piano, like gig pianos. Just touring around stuff. I would probably need something like that because this isn't, I think, maybe the most rugged piano, but it's good for
absolutely.
like keeping in a space. And I think Privia pianos are really good, especially if you want something that's like solid, has nice sound bank, and also has the built-in speakers, which is kind of nice if you can't fit an amp. And I live in a pretty small apartment, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So let me so who are your musical influences? Like who are your go-tos? Like if somebody say, "Hey, I really want you to do like a 15-minute, 30-minute set." Who's going to be some of your favorites that you're going to play?
I would say Sarah Bareilles is definitely one of them. Um, Although I would say maybe she's more of an influence on my songwriting than as far as like someone I play all the time and sing all the time, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
But she's still the number one of the number one people. And
Absolutely.
then as far as just like the way I sing and stuff, the Carpenters have definitely been a big inspiration. And I also have a lot of people who compare me to Karen Carpenter. It's just been like a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
But even like just besides that, I've always really loved the sounds they create in harmonies, and I
Yeah.
also really love like I'm trying to think of another artist that I play a lot. I played like Joni Mitchell. But I have a pretty big mix of artist inspirations. Like it kind of runs the gamut, honestly.
Yeah, you definitely have versatility in the music that you play. And I wouldn't even consider you an old soul because a lot of people would think that when you choose the Carpenters or
Yeah.
people from then, but like you Sarah Bareilles is more new school than I mean anything. I mean,
Hmm.
how was it meeting her? I seen that you had met
Oh
her.
yeah.
How was that? How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. It was in, I think, I like to say that was like 20. It was either 2014 or 2015. I'm not. I think it was 2015, fall of 2015. I saw her at the Brooklyn. I'm forgetting. It's called BAM, and I don't remember what that stands for, but it's like this really awesome Brooklyn venue.
Yeah.
And she had like a book signing that you could get packaged with a ticket. It was like a really good deal too, like way cheaper than it should have even been, but it was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
wonderful. And I waited for like 3 hours in line to get my book signed,
Wow.
and they take a picture when you get your book signed,
Yeah.
and got to like chat with her for like 20 seconds or whatever it is. But it was
Yeah.
really nice.
20 seconds.
I hope to meet her again at some
Yeah.
point, maybe even in a different context. Who knows?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But she's super awesome. She's definitely one of my biggest like role models that I've just had growing up. Because
Yeah.
when her music started getting popular, it was like kind of that middle school, high school, or early high school, I guess,
Mm,
time. And so
yeah.
that was just like I was sort of prime, I think, for like soaking in all of the inspiration around me.
Yeah. So Liz, let me ask you, when did you finally realize like this was going to be something that you were going to do um, for the majority of your life? I mean, really, if I mean, I see your TikToks. I see I'm on I'm on iTunes all the time, and I have a couple of your songs on my list. And I also see you on Wednesdays when I'm at work. I always pop you in and say hello, while you're performing. And I always ask for leaving on the jet plane. I don't know what it is about that song, but I love it when you do
I
it.
love that song. It
But
never gets old. I'll always sing it.
yeah, when did you finally realize like this is something that I really want to do for the time I'm here?
Um, I'm trying to think. I don't know if there was ever like a pivot point for me where I was like, this is something that I think it was kind of just like a cumulative. Or like over time, I just kept doing it and I kept loving it. It's something that just felt like a natural. I just, it's like that magnet in
Hmm.
the universe just kind of drew me to music all the time. It was always the thing that just helped me feel better.
Yeah.
And it was just, I always say like the thing in life that you lose track of time doing, that's probably a hint that it's something for you that's special
Hmm.
in some way. And it was the thing I could lose track of time doing
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
just get lost in it. So I think it was just more like a over time. discovering that like this is a thing that it doesn't feel like work even
Yeah,
because it's just like it just feels great when I do it.
absolutely. It's such an amazing feeling when you can say that. You know, I just sing because I love it, and it's like you said, you don't even really think about, oh, you have these things that you need to do today. You just singing it just takes you to a place that, to me, it takes me to a place that people can't reach
Yeah.
unless they want to reach it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the negative can't reach it. But if you're feeling it and it makes you feel great, then you come right along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For the ride. It's such a cool feeling when you go through that.
exactly.
So who's a better pianist, you or your brother?
Oh, my brother. That's an easy question. He's like he went to school for it and everything, so he's very like he's like he has a lot of jazz training, so he can noodle
Oh,
all over the
really?
place. And yeah, he's the pianist. Whoops, I didn't mean to do it. My piano's on.
That's
But
okay.
I was like, let me turn this off so I don't set it off. Um, but yeah, he's more of the like professional pianist. But I get by well enough like to do kind of what I need to do for my
Is
stuff. But yeah.
he a singer too?
Um, he's not as much of a singer. He did sing a bit when he was younger. He
Hmm.
did some like community theater productions and stuff. But I was always more of like the singer in the
Oh,
family, and I'm sure he would agree with that too.
yeah. So, the first song you ever created. What's the name of the first song you ever created
The
with your own
first
writing?
song,
Yeah,
um,
take it back.
technically, the first song I ever created was when I was like 12, and it was
Oh,
called The
what?
Gift. And
Okay.
yeah, this is separate from like my portfolio of songs that I have now, right? This is I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
saying like stuff that even people haven't heard, right?
Right,
But
right.
it was called The Gift. It was just like this like it must have been like a minute long or something,
Mm. Do you
and it was
remember it?
just it was like uh I I give you the words are really cheesy.
That's
I
okay.
give you the gift of uh confidence and strength. I give you the gift of something and happiness. Something and happiness. I don't quite remember. I
Yeah.
give you the gift of laughter and significance, but most of all, I give you the gift of a heart so warm and feeling so deep. So go to bed, little. It's like a lullaby. Go to bed,
Okay.
little one, and get some sleep. I'm having. I could try to sing it for real sometime. It's just it makes me
Yeah.
laugh to like think about it because it's so long ago.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I
was
just figured
technically the
I'd go
first
there
song I ever
because
wrote.
there's always one. Like I don't even remember I don't even remember the words to the first song I ever created. I just know the name. I know the title of it was Blue. I can't remember the words though. I can't even
That's
remember how
funny.
it goes.
Yeah, the
I
only reason I remember mine is because there's like a little video that I have of it, like
Oh,
from
really?
yeah, from like I have all these like old videos that my mom gave me on like a hard drive because
Hmm.
she like basically had someone take all our like VHSs and compile them.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. So I have like little clips like that of like that song, and
Hmm.
I think I'm sure there's some others too,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So, with your music, like where people can go, where can they go and check out some of your stuff? Your
So you can anywhere you listen to music. So I know a lot of people use Spotify. You search my name, Liz Lieber, Lieb as in boy Er. You'll find me there or Amazon Music. Also, I have a page that it's Liz Lieber. And hopefully I get this right. LizLieber.bandcamp.com, and
Okay.
the only difference between there and like other platforms is that sometimes there it's like I can kind of just upload whatever I want. It's kind of like SoundCloud where you can upload wherever you want. So like I'll
Yeah.
upload like sometimes like a demo there or something if people really respond to it.
Hmm.
And maybe it'll be a while before I put out an official version. So sometimes I'll upload demos there and people seem to like listening to those too. But in general, you can find my music anywhere where you listen. So Amazon Music, iTunes, Spotify, you name it. My music is there under my name, Liz Lieber.
And when you do your smooth tunes, where did it all transpire because of the epidemic and everything being shut down? Is that where that all started for you, or where did things
Yeah,
begin?
actually, yeah. So in like fall of 2019, I had done my first couple of like Liz Lieber shows. Like I had performed live before, but I hadn't really done like my own shows in New York that were just like under my name with my originals and so
Yeah,
forth. I'd done like other gigs and whatnot. But anyways, so I was just starting to kind of get into the in-person scene, and then like of course not long after that, like we're into like it's like February, March 2020 come
yeah,
along and things are getting murky and
yeah,
everything. Then finally mid-March like shuts down.
right.
And so I mean it took me a little time. I think it was like I first in the pandemic started creating a musical outlet through like making these videos where if like some of my fans are watching, they've seen them where I like kind of clone myself and I make the
Yeah.
different parts. And so I started doing those,
Hmm.
and those like kind of spread around and people really enjoyed those and they were just really fun. Like I would do the different like some of the different music parts and like the harmonies. But then like, after about a month of doing that, I wanted to like I kept having this itch to like go live, and I saw shout out to Joseph Myers, who like started the quarantine karaoke group on Facebook,
Yeah.
which has been awesome. I discovered that group, and I think it was just through a couple of my friends who had joined it.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh, this is interesting. People just like singing live in a private group, which is
Yeah.
kind of neat because especially if you're going live for the first time, sometimes it's scary to go public fully. So
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
that like private space to go in was super cool. And there was also a lot of people within the private space. It was like
Mhm.
700,000 whatever people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, short answer to your question is yes. The pandemic was really how I started going live, and definitely one of the, at least the silver linings of something that was obviously really tragic for a lot of people, and we had a lot of losses. But I will
Yeah.
say, like, I'm grateful to have kind of been motivated to start going live because of it.
So did you realize it was going to blow up the way it has? Because I mean, it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal, you know.
No, I mean it was nuts because I remember I'm pretty sure it was April. It was like April 20th or something, 2020, I think, that I
Mm.
decided to like go on quarantine karaoke. Like I literally had pajamas on, I had a blue shirt and unicorn pants
Yeah.
on, and like no makeup. And I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna like go live and see what happens. And I expected maybe like a small group to show up or something.
Yeah.
And then, I started, I remember like it was yesterday, just like starting with the song, like smile till your heart is, that the
Yeah.
song Smile. And,
Absolutely.
and then suddenly the numbers are just like increasing and it's like 400 people or some, I don't know, something nuts watching me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, hello
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone. So that sort of just like, and I was of course like terrified, but also so thrilled at the same time. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah.
I wasn't used to reaching all these people like that.
Right.
Um, so yeah, and then I would go live in that group then like a couple times a week actually for a while. And then, eventually like several months later, like in the summer, I think it was actually on my birthday, I believe I started utilizing my own music page because it's like,
Yeah.
like quarantine karaoke, I love that page and it's always kind of a dear place in my heart, but I wanted to like be able to like share it and people to be able to like, share the love even more. So I
Absolutely.
went to my own music page and then started going live once a week there. And then I don't even remember how the name Smooth Tunes of my show came about. I think it just kind of like, I think it was just something I was saying, like, let's do some like smooth tunes and like
Yeah. Yeah.
classic songs. And so it just became the name organically of the show.
Good
So,
name. Great name. I love
yeah.
it. You know, and to me, like, it doesn't happen for everybody. Not everybody has, the knack and the charisma and the the styles that gravitate these people from all over the world, to sit there in front of the screen and just be engaged in
Yeah.
everything that you do. And
Thank
and
you.
and for me, I there's not a whole lot of people that I watch. And I mean, I watch everybody. Don't get me wrong, I watch everybody. Trust me. I be out there
Yeah.
checking out everyone. But it's rare that you'll catch me glued to somebody like every week. I know at 6 o'clock, around between 6 and 8 my time. I'm not really sure what time.
So
Uh,
it's usually it's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday on my
6
music
o'clock.
page. So if you search my name, Liz Lieber, you'll see. there's a page where it's a picture of me, like a blue shirt on top, a blue dress.
Yeah.
That's my music page, not to be confused with like my personal page.
Wow.
Yeah, so every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or as some of my fans might joke, like 9:30-ish, because sometimes I'll come on like a few minutes late. But I've been trying to get better about it, guys.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but all I was really trying to get is that you're amazing at everything that you do.
Thank
I've
you.
never heard you sing a bad note, and I'm not being just, I'm not just saying this. Anyone that has watched you knows that you are very much a perfectionist. You go through the levels, and you're like, well, I don't necessarily like this one, so let's change it and let's do this note instead.
Oh yeah,
You
let
know
me
what I'm
find
saying?
my key.
You're like, today I'm kind of feeling about 70%. So I'm gonna give you guys a lower key today.
Yeah,
But next week I'll be back on the regular key. But
yeah,
you're always on point, and that's a great thing about not only being a great singer, but being a great pianist and putting it all together. You're a great musician. You know exactly what works for you, what doesn't. You don't have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions. And I mean, you're just a phenomenal person,
thank you.
altogether, So yeah, I'm really glad that I got the opportunity to watch and see you and talk to you. And I would really like it. Is it possible that we can hear a song? Maybe a
Yeah,
song? Is that all right with you?
yeah, that's cool.
Uh,
Let's see. I'll do. I'm trying to think. Hmm, an original. You want an original or a
I'm
cover?
not picky. I'll
You're not
take whatever
picky.
you give.
All right. All
And
right,
I'll
I'm
go.
gonna do. I'm gonna do because it's gonna be spring soon. I'm gonna do my like springy song that
Okay.
it's called "That's What I Do," and it
That's
literally
what you
mentions
do?
April in the first line. So we're not in April yet, but we're close. So I'm gonna do that song.
All right.
It's original. I wrote like it's not like three months ago or so.
So I'm gonna hide on this. I'm gonna hide, but I'll come back when you're done. Okay.
Sure, that's fine.
All right.
Good. I'm just turning on my keys here, y'all. Here we go. All right. So this is called "That's What I Do." April morning, wings are buzzing, birds are talking, 'cause that's what birds do. In the garden, we go walking, hearts go flying, 'cause that's how they move. If you leave me blue, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. 'Cause that's what I do. Winter evening, you don't see me. Birds are leaving, 'cause that's what they do. Don't you leave me blue, 'cause I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. 'Cause that's what I do. I'm gonna love I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. 'Cause that's what I do. Yeah, that's all I do.
So
I
good.
got a little carried away in my own song. Sometimes I forget parts of my own songs, I get carried away. But it
That
was
was
fun.
so good.
Thank
So
you.
good. Like, uh, what's the inspiration behind the song?
It was it was something I wrote about the feeling of like unconditional love when it's like you kind of love someone,
Hmm.
no matter what, even if like, and you can like love someone even if they leave your life in a way,
Yeah,
depending on the situation, of course. But just it's really just that idea of like unconditional love, and that's why it's called "That's What I Do," because it's like birds are talking because that's what they do.
yeah.
Hearts go flying because that's how they move, and then I'm gonna love you because that's what I do. So it's just like simple unconditional love, really.
Wow. So good, so good. I
Thank you.
love it. I love it. So what's up? What's coming up next? You working on a new album? What's the plan?
Yeah, well, I have, several new originals that I've written, or at least five or so that I've written, in the last few months. So, um, my plan is to get them recorded and release, I guess it might be technically an EP of like new music.
Yeah,
But I am sort of figuring that out still.
yeah,
Because there's been a lot growing and going on. I started, posting on TikTok as of late, and that's
yeah,
been exploding, and I'm so grateful for that. But ultimately, regardless, I'm hoping in the next year or so to like compile everything and put something out so people can buy it and listen as much as they want.
yeah, yeah. I'm truly thankful for you coming on today. I think you're I mean, you're rare. You're a rare breed. I mean, there's a lot of
Thank
people that I've
you.
listened to, and not just because of your talent, but just I feel comfortable, talking to you, even though we've never met except for online. And I feel like we're totally vibing. You know what I'm saying? I
Thank
could I
you.
could go out
Yeah.
and we can hit the spot and hang out and have a wonderful time, and and I don't know. I just feel really good about the dynamics here, and so thank you for being a part of this.
It was my
This
pleasure.
and I hope and pray that sometime I get to see you singing live somewhere because I think you're that good at what you do, and anyone that doesn't see it has to be blind or their ears aren't working correctly. Because
Thank you.
you're amazing. You're really amazing. Um, I'm gonna post this one because what's up, Rebecca?
Hi,
Uh,
Rebecca.
Rebecca's a good friend from the circle. She's jumped on to say your personality is the Bob.
Thank
so
you.
so Liz, do you have any questions for me? I know I always ask everybody because sometimes people just want to ask me a question since I'm asking all of them. Do you have a question for me?
What got you starting the circle talk? Like, what spurred this whole show?
Um, it's kind of a long story, but what I'll do is condense it down to
Sure, sure.
uh, the, the the major points in the story. Um, I did music
It's great.
for about 15 years. I was in a group for 7, then I did the rest on my own. And when I did the music on my own, I gained so much love from the city that I didn't give the love back. And so I kind of got to a place where I thought I was better than everybody. And so when I decided to change my life around, I had done interviews. People had interviewed me when I first created the circle, and watching these people do these interviews, I was like, "That's it. That's how I can give back and do it the right way." for all those people that I've walked all over and didn't give credit and say thank you for
Hmm.
buying my CDs, buying my stuff. This is how I can give back to those people, is by giving giving them something or someone that's doing amazing things, and maybe they will be inspired by what these people are doing in their lives. I don't know. I just thought it
Very
was
cool.
great. I just thought it was a great way for me to fix myself, and and not necessarily fix everything about me, but at least this part of me.
Yeah.
It's very selfish, and this to me is more selfless than anything. And so,
Well, I'm grateful to be a part of it. I want to give a shout out. My friend Greg Alexander commented, and I want to give him a shout out because he was really integral to like me feeling comfortable in New York City, like in music, and
yeah.
like I met him doing like a community choir,
Okay.
and he's like a super pro singer. And on the piano too. He's like incredible.
Okay.
But he's like one of my closest friends, and we talk all the time. He used to live in New York, and now he's in Austin, Texas. But he's always super supportive, and he opened my eyes to like so much new music that I didn't know
Yeah.
about, and it was just like he'd have like NPR on with all this stuff,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "What's that?" And he'd be like, "You don't know who this is?" He's probably cracking up right now. I'd be like, "No," because I just had sort of my bubble of music I was listening to. So
Yeah.
he expanded my horizons, and also was like a very good, caring friend, and
Well,
still
thank
is,
you,
of
Greg,
course.
for being such an amazing person, and giving this young lady some insight on things that would benefit her craft and get her to a place where she is now. Because I think she's definitely one to watch, and
Thank you.
there's so much upside when I sit and vibe with you. Just hearing you do other people's stuff and then hearing that song you just sang the way you did it's like
Thank you.
I want to go in the corner and cry a little bit because it just hits you. It
Yeah.
hits you in those strings, and those are the type of songs that I like to listen to. I listen to them all day, every day. I'm kind of an emotional dude. I'm a little bit over the edge, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, but your talent's undeniable, and I'm really excited for what you have coming, and can't
Thank
wait to hear
you.
it. Can't wait to hear it.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
does Liz have a favorite genre of music she likes to listen to? Rebecca asked.
That's such a tough question to answer. It's like I really listen to things depending on what mode I'm in, or mood rather. Mode sounds funny,
Yeah,
but also mode, I guess. Like if I want to dance, I love like turning on like the Bee Gees, or like Marvin Gaye has some really
yeah,
awesome songs.
yeah,
And then there are other times where I kind of want to like let the emotions flow a little bit. I'll turn on some like Sarah Bareilles or like Carole King, or a little bit
yeah,
more sentimental stuff.
yeah,
But like it really depends. Like I love a lot of different things. I also love a lot of stuff. Anything that has like really good harmonies, I tend to like. Um, and yeah, like Crosby, Stills and Nash, or well, Bee Gees also has great
mhm.
harmonies. There's so much music that fills that space, but
Absolutely.
whether it's folk or pop or R&B, or so I honestly just like listen to really everything that comes my way. I just kind of like to be
Yeah.
an open space for music to flow through, I guess.
Is Liz a gamer? Does she game?
Am I a gamer?
Do you game at
Uh,
all?
what?
Do you game at all? You play games at all?
No, I had The Sims.
No.
It's who Liam probably isn't watching right now, but or maybe he is. But Liam knows that I like to play. Our mutual friend Liam Moran, who also does his own live
Yeah.
stream stuff,
Shout out
he's just
Liam.
super fun. Yeah, I remember I would tell him when I was like playing The Sims. It's just funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have The Sims, and I did do some World of Warcraft during the pandemic time.
Gotcha.
But I'm not like a really heavy gamer now. But I enjoy a good game or two, like Mario Kart
Yeah,
competition. I don't own it,
absolutely.
but when it's
Take
there, I'll
care of
play it.
that. Mario Kart. So what do you do when there's no music around? What is a fun thing for Liz to do when she's not doing music?
This is always the hardest question for me to answer because I do it so much of the time.
Yeah.
But no, I like doodling sometimes, which I could say sketching, but it's a little bit more casual than that. Like sometimes I just like to. Yeah, Rebecca used to play The Sims. Yeah, The Sims is just there's something so satisfying about it.
Yeah.
But I like to doodle sometimes, or like like dance around. I mean, I think things have changed a little bit since the pandemic. With my piano's still on. Let me turn that on. Things have shifted a little bit with the pandemic and everything, but I like to just I like talking with people.
Yeah,
If Greg's still watching, he and I will sometimes like Zoom now that we're further apart, and we'll like watch like a movie together or a
that's
show.
cool.
So it's like I just like doing different things.
Yeah,
But music does take up a lot of like I'd say my spare time.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I wish I could say like, I like do like acro yoga and this and that. I mean, like I like doing some
Yeah,
yoga, but like I mostly do music is kind of like a lot of what I do in
right.
some way or fashion.
Well, you're really good at it, so
Thank you.
it's all good. It's all good. Well, hey, I do appreciate this, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and close up shop. I think we've
Cool.
covered the ground floor on Liz Lieber. She's
Yeah.
pretty amazing, and
Thank you.
I'm really excited for what's coming. Obviously, guys, whoever's watching that didn't hear us earlier, Smooth Tunes every Wednesday from 6:30 to what
It's
time?
like it's about an hour and a half. So it's like my time. It's technically 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard
Right,
Time. So that'd be 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Pacific Standard Time.
Um, and yeah, I'm also gonna be starting to go live on TikTok every other week as well. So that's gonna be a new thing. But if you want to find my music page on Facebook or my TikTok, it's the same handle. So it's like facebook.com/Liz Rose, like the flower sings. And on TikTok, it's also Liz Rose Sings.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
you can
And
follow.
we will drop all of those in the comments once we're done, guys. So don't worry if you guys didn't get those right now. We'll make sure that they're up there. I see there's guys. If you guys missed it, please make sure you guys go back and watch the interview. It's She's an amazing person. She has so much information to share with you guys.
Juicy secrets.
Juicy secrets, no juicy secrets, not
Yeah,
too.
not quite, but
We
interesting stuff for sure.
yeah, we definitely kept it what PG-13 maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
PG-13. Okay. Yeah, so amazing person. You guys go back, check her out. She's awesome, and you even get to hear one of her own originals. Phenomenal job on that one too.
Thank you.
Um, Make sure you guys check her out. Make sure you guys go check out her music page.
Love you
Go
too,
on,
Rebecca.
everywhere. She's everywhere in all platforms. You can hear some of her music. I have some on my phone right now. I was listening to it earlier. So yes, check out Liz Lieber. If you don't know her, get to know her. She's going to be going places. I promise you. Well, I can't promise you anything because I'm not God.
Getting to know you. I did musical theater. I didn't mention that in the interview, but
A little bit,
getting
little
to
bit.
know all about you.
And I
Anyways,
was gonna throw a couple of those pictures in there, but then I was like, I don't really know if she wants to go that far back to high
I probably
school.
don't even remember what they are, so it's funny.
Yeah, I got this one picture of you when you was really, really little. Though. I don't know if you've
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
the one where I'm like this.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cute picture. I had to get it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
that's a good
cute.
one.
Do you remember what you were doing at that moment in your life?
I
Long, long, long time
I
ago.
really don't. I mean, that the only evidence I have of what I was doing then is like through home videos. Like otherwise,
Yeah,
I don't remember at all like those years. But I have
right.
good videos to remind me.
All right. Well, thank you again, Liz. I'm gonna go ahead and close
You,
up shop.
you
Thank you guys
too.
so much for watching Circle Talk. We will be back next week. We have two people that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing Miss I am Cam. She's a boxing coach. She's all over YouTube, all over Facebook, all over Instagram. If you haven't seen her, she's an amazing person. I see her all the time training kids and adults, and she's not afraid to get in with the big boys. And she's probably like 5'2", but she's an amazing a person, and she coaches boxing. Yeah, so we're gonna get in with her, and then on Sunday we're going to be sitting down with a group called Off the Dome. I know these brothers; they're great R&B, excuse me, hip hop act, and they've been together for years, still going strong. And so we're gonna sit down with them next week. So um, On behalf of the Circle, thank you again, Liz, for being a part of
Thank you.
Circle Talk. You're amazing. I will be following everything that you do. If I haven't already done it, I'm there. All
Love
right.
it. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye.
Bye bye.